Eid Mubarak. I thought I'd go through a series that I wrote in 1429 before 1439 ends. And I don't expect people to view all the stuff on my channel, particularly at once. So if I do a series like this and get it out quickly, don't worry. Watch what you want and watch it at the rate that you want. From the 1st of the 12th month of 1439, Al-Hajj wal Umrah is what it is. There is only one religion. There only ever was one religion. Only one religion will ever be. This has been inflected differently through time and space. All the prophets and messengers of God were Muslim. By definition. There is evidence of them on every continent and in every ancient culture. The amount that remains of what these taught varies. One element after belief in one transcendent God, devotion and prayer to this being who isn't male, or both, or female. Prayer, was it male, female, or both? Prayer, doing good to others, and in his name. And charity was pilgrimage. Sometimes it wasn't required, while other times it was elective. Sometimes it was for part of the community, or for other eras, it was for all. While there have been multiple pilgrimage sites for al-Muslimin of past ages, we shall focus on the site mentioned from the Western and Southern Semites for over 8,000 years, and in Asia, since the period of the completion of the Vedas, which is way after 40,000 years ago, but at least, the versions we have. The people later known as the people of Madian were the first group known to perform the pilgrimage to what is now known as Bakka. Then were the Hindus, Chinese, Egyptians, and finally the Jews. It started as merely circumambulating counterclockwise 7 times around the black stone, which is usually surrounded by pillars, and finishing by weaving between the 2 pillars and making spirals around the twin hillocks. Now, there's reason to think that for the past 5,000 years, there's been that cube for almost the whole time. But that itself can't be entirely established that was usually there. There's been, in this era, in the past 1,400 years, there's been like 8 major restorations. So, but, it doesn't matter. The stone was taken by some group for like 30 years or something, like 900 years ago or something like that. I don't remember exactly when it was. In the 31st century before the Vulgar era, a prophet from Ur arrived in the area with his son Ismail and his wife Hajar. Ibrahim built upon the site at Bakka and dedicated it and its valley as a house of worship for all people. In this age, on to the death of humanity is for those who can afford it and physically do it. It prescribes 7 things: putting on of 2 white unstitched clothes for the men and plain clothes for the women, each called ihram. Going around Kaaba, the cubed building that holds the black stone at Mecca, the new name that occurred within the time period ascribed to the appearance of the Arabic language around 1800 to 1600 years ago. A fast walk between As-Safa and Al-Marwa, now in straight lines for safety of crowd control. Seriously, they built it like lanes, which is fine. Visiting and staying at Mina, Mount Arafat, Muzdalifah, throwing at least 3 pebbles at each of the 3 pillars at Mina, the gift of an animal, and the shaving or trimming of the head. Today starts the best 10 days of the year, just as the last 10 nights of Ramadan are the most rewarding of nights. However, we know which is best. The 9th is the day that has more sins forgiven and prayers granted than any of the year. I urge you to make the best out of these most auspicious days. And, make the best the rest of the year, too. While the best thing to do now is the Umrah, to be broken before Al-Hajj, the best time for it is during Ramadan. Many perform Umrah before or after Hajj, due to the cost of performing it separate. Umrah consists of adorning yourself with ihram. Some people say opposite because it's plain clothes, just like a couple towels, like people used to wear. Yeah. But it's an adornment of another way, right? Tawaf, circumambulations. Sa'i, 7 quick going-betweens of the hillocks. And halq, head shaving, are taqsir, hair trimming. Oh, I left my diacritical marks, so I'm not sure if I pronounced those words right. I'm sorry if I didn't. While Al-Umrah is not to be performed during the days of Al-Hajj, day 8 through 10 of the 12th month, it can be done in combination. You finish your Umrah and then you go on Hajj, and the 8th, or you finish your Hajj and you go on Umrah. Both have prohibitions while the ihram is on, namely perfume, killing any member of the animal kingdom, except the animal of sacrifice at its time, breaking or uprooting plants, hunting, eating fish is allowed, marriage, or the ceremony thereof, dishonesty, arrogance, bearing arms, men covering heads outside of storms and such, women covering faces outside of the same, wearing shoes, covering the ankles, except the disabled who need it, cutting hair, trimming nails, and copulation. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Peace be upon you, and the mercy of the God and its blessings.